Celsius founder faces up to 20 years in prison. Animoca brand launches new game powered by SUI, and the SEC decides to punt. Let's get it. Welcome back, everybody. This is Desert Crypto. I'll be your host, and we are going to go through the crypto market update, bringing you the daily news nightly. Let's get into it. As you can see over here on CoinGecko, market cap's coming in at $3.05 trillion, down 2.4% today. Really low volume for a Tuesday, coming in at 84 billion. We got Bitcoin dominance at 61.3% and Ethereum at 7%. Looking at down here in the top 10, we got Bitcoin coming in at 94,260, down 0.6. Ethereum at 1798, up 0.3. XRP at 224, down 2.2. BNB at 600, down 0.7. Solana at 146, down 0.5. Dogecoin coming in at 1747, down 1.6. Cardano at 69.58, down 0.6. And Tron rounding out the top 10 at 24.38, down 1.8. Go down here to SUI. You guys know we love SUI on this channel. SUI's coming in at 354, up 2.1% on the day. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pre-market. All right, so let's see the pre-market here. Pre-market Dow futures. Everything is pretty much flat, but Dow, seems to be up 11 points. The S&P, NASDAQ, oil, and the 10-year, they're all pretty much flat, but it is nice seeing that little bit of green right there. The U.S. did end on a positive note today. So with the Dow being up 300 points, the S&P up 32, NASDAQ up 95, and the Russell K up almost 11. We do have the VIX coming down, which is good, which means the traders are feeling more comfortable with the market. They're not expecting a lot of volatility. All right. And we go on to Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin at 94,432. As you can see, when we bring up the daily here, we did print a red candle today, and this is kind of to be expected. We have gapped the 21. We are waiting for the 21 to go over the 200. Your Stokes are super oversold, and your RSI is overbought, and your RSI is slightly overbought. 90, we really need to get above 96,528 for me to feel comfortable with us sustaining this pump. It could just be a little relief rally. Trump says tariffs are over. Boom, we get that pump last Tuesday, and then we just kind of been, dealing with it right now. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a rounding top. Everybody's on edge. They still want to see what's going on with the tariffs. Coming down to the 4-hour, pretty much the same thing. The Stokes have reversed. Last night they were pointing back to the upside, but they have since reversed and started going back down. The RSI is bouncing off the 50, but it has broke below the median line. So it's probably just going to be sideways the rest of the week unless we get some crazy bullish news. I know Trump is in talks with India. We could be getting some possible news about a settlement with India. So on top of that, let's go ahead. Let's get into the news. What is the news today? Well, we have one championship MMA game on SUI blockchain, hits iOS and Android. One Fight Arena, based on the One Championship Combat Sports League, is now available on mobile with both optional SUI crypto and NFT features. So as soon as I seen this article, I did go on the Play Store and I did download the game. I played a couple of rounds. It's kind of cool. So what you do is you gotta like match up 3 or more of these, and you get three things you have to match up. And whether it be a KO, a punch, a kick, this is blocking right down in here. So it's kind of cool. And then it automates the actual fight, right? So when we look at this, One Fight Arena is a new blockchain game available for iOS and Android. The licensed One Championship mixed martial arts game combines puzzle and fighting gameplay. It has SUI blockchain integrations in the form of NFT characters and SUI token rewards. The free-to-play game called One Fight Arena was developed in collaboration with Notre Game, a subsidiary of crypto game publisher and prominent blockchain industry investor Animoca Brands. The mobile game features a roster of One Championship athletes, including former champions Mighty Mouse and the Iron Man, allowing players to guide fighters from career beginnings to championship titles. So the game integrates crypto features through the SUI blockchain, offering players the option to upgrade in-game athletes to tradable NFTs. These digital assets provide true ownership and additional earning opportunities within the gaming ecosystem. Such features are fully optional. However, the One Fight Arena can be played without interacting with the blockchain. So I noticed when I downloaded it and I first set it up, it asked me if I wanted to play as a guest or if I wanted to sign up. I can't remember exactly what it had me sign up for, but I'm assuming that is going to be the wallet. And when we go over here to X, they do have a little preview of the game. So let's go ahead and
Demetrius Johnson, heavy damage. It's insane. Fight to the east. Down. I do certificate determine captain still in only two those people. Go!
And there you have it. So some of you guys know that I am not a big gamer, but I will be playing this game and testing it out, and we will get back to you and see how it is. But we do love seeing more and more things powered by the SUI network. You got the SUI Play that is already out. Everybody's pre-ordered, and I believe they've already started shipping. So it will be nice to see how SUI does in the gaming space. All right. So let's go on to the next article. And the next article is Bitcoin edges higher as Trump hints at India trade deal. The president is scheduled to speak at a Michigan rally Tuesday evening. By the time this is out, the rally will have already been over. But it goes on to say the price of Bitcoin climbed above 95,000. Trump scheduled to hold rally in Michigan. Howard Lutnick and Donald Trump tease trade deals. And then it just goes on to say a bunch of stuff about different policies, even without hard policy action, a tone that reinforces institutional legitimacy or economic nationalism through crypto could further embed Bitcoin into the macro political narrative. So they go on to talk about that. And then down here at the bottom, the U.S. has reached a trade deal with one nation affected by Trump's reciprocal tariffs, U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said on Tuesday. However, Lutnick said he was not able to name the country because its prime minister and parliament still need to give it its approval. So as we can see, this is probably India, and this will be good if we can start seeing more positive news on these trade deals and get back to just crypto. It's so crazy. Everybody's worried about these tariffs. Everybody's going crazy. Let's just get back. Let's get some normalcy. And hopefully Trump doesn't say something crazy to make it worse, right? Well, some of you guys may know about Celsius and Alex Mashinsky. For those who don't, Alex Mashinsky was the founder of Celsius. It kind of crashed around the time FTX, Luna, everything. And there was a lot of misappropriation of funds. Well, The DOJ seeks 20-year sentence for Celsius founder Alex Mashinsky. Prosecutors argue that Mashinsky's crime sparked losses of $550 million, while he personally profited by more than $48 million. Goes on to say prosecutors have asked a judge to sentence Celsius Network founder Alex Mashinsky to 20 years behind bars. Okay, the filing says that he misrepresented how Celsius handled customer deposits, fabricated the customer's profitability, and placed his customers' funds at the mercy of uncollateralized loans and undisclosed market bets. So Mashinsky pleaded guilty to 2 of the 7 fraud counts against him: commodities fraud and conspiring to manipulate the value of the Cell token. And then prosecutors argue the crime sparked $550 million loss. He profited 48. His crimes were not the product of negligence, naivety, or bad luck. They were the result of deliberate, calculated decisions to lie, deceive, and steal in pursuit of personal fortune, the memo reads. So it goes on to say that, he was trying to get out, engaged in elaborate linguistic aerobatics. Or acrobatics. So of course he did. He doesn't want to just go down, right? So he says he deserves less time, but they're pointing to the prosecutors are pointing to the 150-year sentence given to Bernie Madoff and the 25 handed to founder Bankman-Fried. Defendants who steal billions of dollars through calculated deceit deserve decades, not years in prison. And then they went on to say Mashinsky's sentencing shows he has not truly reckoned with what he did, and he has shown remorse only in the fact that his scheme unraveled and he was caught. And they also argue that the reason he should be getting so much is that he's not young and naive like SBF was or anything like that. He's 60 years old. He knew what he was doing. There is no inexperience, and he is scheduled to be sentenced on May 8th. So here in just a couple weeks. So on to the SEC. SEC punts on Dogecoin and XRP ETF approvals. The SEC said it will wait until June to decide next steps for Bitwise Dogecoin and ETF and Franklin Templeton's proposed XRP product. So we know how the SEC works. At least we did under Gary Gensler. They put it off. I think they have some like 240 days, and they're allowed like 45-day increments of putting it off. So I expect that this will just keep getting kicked down the road until they have to make a decision and they can't just put it off anymore. But they go in to talk about how the SEC said it would wait until June to decide next steps for the Bitwise Dogecoin ETF and the Franklin XRP fund. So asset managers have filed dozens of applications for altcoin ETFs following the successful launch of Bitcoin ETFs. Well, we all know that they are trying to get an ETF launched for anything and everything under the sun. It doesn't matter. I mean, there's SHIB ETFs, there's Dogecoin ETFs, there's Pudgy Penguin ETFs, there's Pengu, all that good stuff. And it's just a little ridiculous in my opinion. But I would like to hear, what's your opinion? How do you feel on the ETFs? I feel that certain coins probably deserve an ETF. Bitcoin, Ethereum, I would even say XRP. So like maybe your top 10 deserve ETFs. But every time we put an ETF out there, every time we create an ETF, that's one more foothold that TradFi has into crypto. And at what point does it no longer become crypto, but TradFi 2.0? I don't know. Let me know. Tell me in the comments what you guys think. But that's it. That's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap that notification bell. And we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, we will be doing a live stream. John and I will be back for a live stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST. Until then, y'all have a great night.
Join us at Rare Evo, the top blockchain conference, August 6th through 10th, 2025 at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. The top blockchain projects like Algorand, Midnight, HBAR, ICP, Thorchain, and Igon, and many more are going to be there. This is definitely a must for blockchain enthusiasts and fans. Use discount code CryptoNightly to save on your tickets and to support the channel. Don't miss it. We can't wait to see you there. It's going to be a blast.